What studio or IP purchases would Sony need to buy that would be as big as Bethesda for Microsoft? I'm gonna let Chris take this one over, but I'm just gonna say this right now. Sony can't match Bethesda, Microsoft at all monetarily in this at all. They can't do it. They cannot afford that shit. Chris, go ahead. Go into detail about this.
Yeah, so to get that kind of like IP power that Microsoft just pulled off, Sony hypothetically would have to purchase something like Ubisoft,
Ubisoft, yeah,
which is a tremendous company. I mean, Sony does not have $7 to $8 billion to throw at Ubisoft, if that's even the asking price for their IPs. I mean, they have Far Cry and Splinter Cell and they have the whole Tom Clancy name. They own that
yeah.
for video games. Like their IPs are very valuable. So, uh, and I know like there'll be the argument like, well, Sony has multiple arms like Microsoft, but they don't have the kind of revenue or the valuation that Microsoft does, where they can throw money like this out and acquire this type of stuff. So even if Sony were to, you know, hypothetically buy Konami, which was a stupid suggestion that was going around in the beginning, those IPs, they have a couple of valuable ones and a lot of just languishing ones. They that would not bring them up to the level that Microsoft's done. And remember that Microsoft's been doing this over time. It's not just ZeniMax. Like Microsoft bought the guys who do Hellblade. They bought the guys who make We Happy Few. They've been purchasing things over the last few years, so they have built up their IPs considerably. So and this is the biggest purchase. Those dwarf all the other ones they've done, but they've built up all their stuff
Just think
considerably.
about this, Chris. This is like the long-term game. This is life after consoles. If
Yeah,
they
yeah.
decide to make another console, they'll still be in the gaming industry because they'll have a subservice and they'll own all these studios.
Yeah, exactly. It's about games as a service. It's about providing a service and competing on Google's level and really marginalizing Google. That's really what Microsoft's thinking. And that's where Phil Spencer's head's at. He's blocking Google at every segment. Just like, now I've got all these big IPs and Google wants to step in the big boy pool. No, I own the pool. And you're gonna have to talk to me to even dip your toe in. That's what he's doing, and it's a very smart move, and it's a huge move that Microsoft has the infrastructure with Azure and all this stuff to provide, and it's a little more than Sony is capable of emulating. Sony does not have the level of service to provide what Microsoft's doing in terms of xCloud and Game Pass, and they don't have the type of liquidity to go out and purchase something like Ubisoft. They just don't. So that it's a moot point. What Sony has to do is just keep doing what they're doing and develop. They have their own studios. They'll have to kind of extend themselves further with their IPs they have and or make new ones, and just and keep doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. We don't really have anything more to say about that.